Welcome to Beyond Limits, empowering coaches and entrepreneurs.
I'm Steve Remmert.
And I'm Odile Remmert.
Get ready for a podcast that challenges everything you thought you knew.
We're the founders of the Remmert Method, ready to shake up your mindset.
Break through doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs and ignite your true potential.
Join us for inspiring conversations and strategies you won't hear anywhere else.
This is Beyond Limits, empowering coaches and entrepreneurs.
Subscribe now and get ready to redefine what's possible.
Does this sound like you? Have you ever received an email or a comment, or you're having a conversation with somebody and you get highly triggered by something that somebody else has said, and they can kind of see that, you've been a little bit triggered, and they're like, hey, don't take that personally.
Well, there's that. And also the other thing is people teaching it, especially in business. Don't take it personally when you get rejected or when somebody doesn't want your things or your services or your products or whatever. Don't take it personally. And that can be really difficult.
Yeah. It can be really paralyzing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It can keep you stuck. It can keep you from moving forward with what you do and helping other people because, you kind of get frozen.
Yeah. So let's kind of jump into this a little bit. What do we do? Because I know that I've been in places where it's like, I shouldn't be taking this personally, but it is overwhelming.
And that's the point I wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it personally. Sounds like good advice. It sounds like it should be helpful. Yeah. You can not take it personally. Fantastic. That's great. But not everyone is able to do that. And there's a very, very good reason why we take things personally. And that's really what we wanted to highlight today, because I know that as I see these posts of people saying, don't take it personally, it's not personal, I know that there are a lot of people out there, like I used to be, thinking, of course it's personal. I can't not take it personally, or trying really hard not to take it personally, but unable to do that.
Or for me, I know that some of those words, it's like, at some point you're like, no, you're just gaslighting me now.
Right. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Here's what's actually going on. Saying to someone, don't take it personally, it's well-meaning, of course, but it's speaking to the conscious mind, the logical mind, which is fine. Again, if the person's able to, that's fantastic. However, what's actually going on for someone who takes something personally and can't see it any other way, the unconscious part of their brain is referring to the fact, to evidence that this is personal. Not in so many words, but it's referring to some references in their past, and they're part of their self-image, and then it's triggering stress chemicals that make it feel really real, that this is personal, and they can't see beyond that. It's not that they don't want to necessarily, it's that they physically can't. They don't have access to that part of their brain. It's like looking at the world and you've got red lenses, glasses with red lenses on, and it's clearly red. Everything's red. Obviously it's red because that's what you're looking through, and you don't realize that you've got those glasses on. Someone else who is able to not take it personally has blue lenses on, is going, it's not personal. It's not personal. But you looking through the red lenses, it is personal. There's no other way of seeing it. However, I just want to say, sorry, when you take the red glasses off and you put the blue glasses on, that's the only way to see the world that way. That is the only way to see clearly for yourself that it's not personal. And that happens then automatically. You don't even have to try it.
And, as you were talking, I think it's a great analogy. And that notion of, I can only see the world in red, because that's the filter that I'm wearing. I was just imagining somebody saying, instead of don't take it so personally, it's like, stop seeing the world so red. It's like,
exactly,
impossible. Can't do it.
Exactly. And so the great news is that you can change the references that your brain is referring to that prove that what you're experiencing is personal.
Okay, now question, how do we do that?
So first of all, just very briefly, all of us have a self-image and worldview that the unconscious part of our brain is referring to. And it's a structure, it's a physical structure. So as we go through life, as we perceive things, as we see things, as we hear things, as we feel things, as we experience things, the brain is constantly referring to that structure of self-image and worldview and determining what we're experiencing means according to that, not according to fact, not according to objectivity. It's, of course, completely subjective. So as the brain refers to that, it then triggers chemicals that create these feelings of there's no point to this, I'm not good enough, they hate me, or this isn't going to work. However that personal experience or taking something personally is represented for you. And then the conscious mind joins in with that because that's all we're feeling. Those are the only glasses we're able to look through. When we change the so-called evidence that proves those aspects of our self-belief and worldview, then we experience the same situations, people saying the same kind of thing, but it doesn't occur to us to take it personally because we don't have a reference for that. And one of the things that I know we've spoken about before is John Travolta doing an interview with Adam Stott. He auditioned when he was like 16 years old in New York, in Manhattan, and somebody said to him that he should get out of the business. He didn't have any potential. And here's the key, is that his perception of that comment was just, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. It didn't even occur to him to see it as a thing, as real, to take it personally. And the reason for that is he didn't have the references. His brain was not referring to references that there's anything lacking in him. It was referring to the fact, the so-called fact and evidence that he has what it takes, and it must be just that person doesn't know what they're talking about. And I'm sure you've come across people who will have a certain reaction to comments like trolls. When you have people being mean in comments, for example, some people will take it personally and feel frustrated, angry, upset, worried, judged, all of that. And other people will just go, I don't know what their problem is, but anyway, moving on, or won't register at all. The difference is not the conscious mind deciding to not take it personally. The difference is one person has a reference for the fact that it's personal, and another person has an unconscious reference for the fact that it's not personal.
How do we change that?
So changing those references is a big topic, and there's a lot to it because you need to know what the references are, how they're formed, and then how to change them. And we actually have a free masterclass that goes into all of those details that you can register for. The link is in the description, and you can sign up for that, and you'll get all of the training and information on that.
Yeah. And if I can just say, one sentence about that without going into too much detail about that, those references and whatever it is that we experienced in childhood, I think one really important thing to kind of know about that, and I'll just kind of tease out a little bit what we're talking about in that masterclass, is that whatever it is that we experienced back then that formed our worldview and that self-image that we're holding, all of that is not happening in this right now moment. It's no longer happening. It's just data that has been stored in our mind.
But the unconscious part of the brain can't tell the difference between reality and imagination, or the past and the present. There is no concept of linear time. So to the unconscious part of the brain, everything's happening right now. And that's the key.
Everything is happening right now, and it's just data. And we're very adept at being able to change. All of us are very adept at being able to change the data. So that's kind of a little bit of a look into what we'll be talking about. Please join us.
Thanks for tuning in to Beyond Limits, empowering coaches and entrepreneurs.
We hope you found this episode enlightening, inspiring, and helpful.
And if you did, please do consider leaving us a 5-star review so that others can benefit as well.
Subscribe for more inspiration and strategies to fuel your success.
For more information on working with us, visit our website,
theremmertmethod.com. That's Remmert, R-E-M-M-E-R-T, theremmertmethod.com.
Sending you love and encouragement. Until next time.